It's a complicated question, Giselle.
If you feel that it's too invasive, you don't have to answer.
No. I'm happy. I'm happy to speak about that, and I'm not very often asked this question. So, obviously, Israel is where I grew up. I feel myself like the son, the child of this place. Also, my formation, my political and intellectual formation, although I didn't study there, is coming out of the matrix of forces. I tend to see the world through a certain matrix of growing up in Israel, and I understand also to a certain extent the complexities and the contradictions of this place, and obviously like it a lot. I have family there. I have two younger sisters. The older of my younger sister is a theater director in Israel, and perhaps the most hated person in the country. A very notorious theater director, and we work together on plays. So I have almost kind of like another life, which I'm running with my sister, and through her work in Israel, documentary theater. That I've just kind of, we've just completed a very controversial one written with Palestinian prisoners. The experience was that one of our friends, a Palestinian parliamentarian in the Knesset, has been caught with some phones going into a high security prison for the prisoners. Obviously, it is something that is usually the authorities just have a blind eye for that. But at that moment, for political reasons, they wanted to take him. And Einat, my sister, started to direct that play with him and with letters from prisoners that were sending back. And effectively, we were processing those letters into a play that led the Minister of Culture, this notorious Minister of Culture that we have, I don't know if you heard of her, Miri Regev, canceled the whole theater festival because of it. And wherever this theater went, that theater closed, immediately after, or its budget was cut, or it was threatened with closure. So it was kind of like, wherever that play popped up, it was. So it's a place that I think is worth struggling for. It's worth struggling for the decolonization and liberation of Israel Palestine from a system that stifles the full intellectual and creative developments of all people living there. So it's a place I feel strongly about. It's not simply disassociating myself from it. I don't think I can get a job there now. Obviously, I will not be able to operate from there right now. But I am, I'm work. It's the kind of the place I care most about, and my reaction to the politics is kind of visceral. It's something that breaks my heart continuously, because with every given moment, I believe we can break through. And then again, another attack on Gaza, the sort of ongoing violence of the ongoing Nakba is happening. There is those signs of that kind of encourages me. So now, with the collapse of the center, so that we had an election in Israel now, and the opposition to Netanyahu was completely bought out by Netanyahu. I mean, he created a masterful kind of act and managed to bring his opposition into his coalition, which means effectively that what we were saying all along, that the democratic force in Israel is the struggle for Palestine. The struggle for Palestine, the struggle for democracy are the same. And it is the Palestinian parties in the Israeli parliament that are our only hope. And I think like a growing number of the people that were, of course, those that were enough in the left, we joined the Palestinian parties long ago. But now I think even more people from the sort of softer left are joining. And I think that I just want to see my mother voting for the Palestinian party for the first time. And I think that then there's a chance to and I think one more election and she's there.